Welcome to Wrestling is Hard, where everything comes back to AAA, and every side is the dark side of the ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Email questions and complaints at wrestlingishard@gmail.com. I'm Jim. Brandon, hello. How are you?
What's up? I'm good. Appreciate you guys accommodating our early start today.
Yeah, afternoon, dinner time recording. Go ahead.
I'm on the clock right now, so look at this.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better.
Nice. What time does your baseball game start?
7, which is when we usually start. So
yeah, we're good. We're in the clear.
Priorities.
We're gonna be done quick. We're gonna be done quick tonight. Chris, how are you?
There we go. I'm wonderful. It's a wonderful, beautiful day. The minor bees are swarming my front lawn, and I can't figure out how to get rid of them. Just like every summer, spring. Oh, I did want to say this, Jim, to you because we record on Tuesdays, and yesterday was the first day of spring.
Yes.
And I usually say this to everyone at the same time. I usually post it on social media, or at least I say it to Jim. But I have to sit back for this one because it'll be too loud. But it's spring again.
There you go.
Everybody know it's spring again. Biz Marquee, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Biz Marquee. When did he die? This year? Last year?
Last year? Who knows? Who cares?
R.I.P. It's our first spring without Biz Marquee.
We have all the Biz Marquee you need. He had 2 songs, and really only white people only care about one of them.
I like the Vapors.
So,
Vapors.
Yeah, white people don't know that song.
No, they don't know that one.
No, white people only know one Biz Marquee song. He had like 50, but hockey bitches only know one of them, and they play it nonstop. If you're curious as to why I hate white people right now, it's because St. Patrick's Day was last week, and it can never just end on St. Patrick's Day. It has to continue. It's not enough that we have every day leading up to it. Now it's after the fucking holiday.
Okay.
Like I
Go ahead.
Had it last year. I went to work. I drove over the Ben Franklin Bridge, and as I got just into the city, I was in the city's foyer. I wasn't even really in the city. I was in the foyer of the city, and there was a woman leaning against a pole at the corner of 4th and Race, all decked out in green with fucking green stickers on her face. And she was doing this. Leaning on a pole. And I said, well, it's St. Patrick's Day. I haven't even gotten in the house yet, and they're already throwing shit at me. And this year was, I thought I skated. I thought I got away. Didn't have to work St. Patrick's Day. And I thought worst case scenario, I'd get called in to work the afternoon because that's the basketball crowd. I can deal with that. And I worked the parade earlier on in the week, which once again, even though they're fucking the dudes that they are, I kind of speak that language if I have to. So I'm not, it's pretty easy for me. But yeah, it bled into the whole weekend. And I was going to work and I saw people running down the street. Like bar crawl people, they'll run down the street. And there was one guy walking across the street screaming about how he couldn't believe Marvin Vettori fucking lost. Marvin Vettori lost, who was an UFC fighter.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Marvin Vettori lost, and if I'm not mistaken, he fucking won. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know you're fucking talking about, dude. Like, what the fuck? I screamed at him. He won. And he was like, and then his boys were like, oh. That's sorry.
Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. Is it working the bars on the St. Patty's weekend? Is that a pretty young crowd, or is there like 30 plus wandering around?
Depends on where you are.
It's a crowd that it sounds kind of like, I was going to say rhymes. It doesn't rhyme with young, but it sounds like young, and it's dumb. No, the younger they are, the young crowd is horrific, and then if the older people come in. They're fucking old people that decided to go out on St. Patrick's Day.
Which is worse.
Worse. They're the people
losers.
They're the people that come into the bar on the 4th of July because they didn't get invited anywhere, and it's fucking obvious why they didn't get invited anywhere.
Yeah, I forgot that was going on. I just forget about St. Patrick's shit. And I went into Center City, like West Philly, Sansom Street on Saturday, and it was just like that Dead Rising video game where as soon as you walk out the door, they're just like they're swarming you around you of just like drunk pigs. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I left my house on this day. So I don't know how you guys deal with that shit all day. It's really uncharming crowd.
No, I went to beautiful Trenton, New Jersey, to the Grounds for Sculpture and saw a night exhibit, which was very cool. Digital night exhibit was very cool. Had some Chinese food in beautiful Trenton, New Jersey. Came home, and then Saturday afternoon we tried to go to Laser Wolf, which if you go to Laser Wolf in Fishtown, you got to be there. You either have to make a reservation like 6 months in advance, or you can sneak. And if you get there at 5 o'clock, you can get a seat at the bar. We got there at 5:15. There was people lined up to get in.
Really?
So we ended up going to Mulherron's around the corner, which is like a pizza place. Surprisingly, you would think with a name like Mulherron's, they'd be a steak place, but no, they're a pizza place. It was fine. Then we had some cocktails at R&D in Fishtown, where we sat by the window and watched people stumble down the street in green. It was good stuff. We had a good time. And nice. I think we both were in bed by 10. It was awesome.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I spent my St. Patty's Day. But on the way, when we were looking for someplace to go, which was actual on St. Patrick's Day, the 17th, we were looking for a place to eat dinner. My wife was like, I'm driving up there, so I'm not in the best of moods. And she's trying to pick between places. And it was the Szechuan place or it was some bar. I was like, I don't care. I got, okay, so we pulled over into the parking lot of the Szechuan place. I said, all right, well, let's just go check out the bar. It's not that far. We went there, and as soon as we pulled around the corner, you could see Irish flags, valet parking. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? So we just cruised into the parking lot and then came back and was like, looks like it's Szechuan tonight. It was delicious, though. It was a good time. There you go. Date night. That's how I went.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Chinese food, I actually have a question for you guys. Mm-hmm. We ordered Chinese food. It comes in that plastic box, probably ate 75% of it. Was disgusted looking at it. Threw it in the trash in the container. And then like 3 or 4 hours later, I was like, I kind of want that. But I threw it in the trash. So I went and got it out of the trash. And Sydney was like, that's disgusting. Even though it's in the plastic container. And I was wondering what your guys' thoughts on this. Is that completely disgusting or not fair?
Jim,
Chris, I'll let you.
Jim, I think you should take this. Jim is the George Costanza of eating from the trash. He's the fucking master.
This is okay. I had a feeling you guys would have the thought on this.
I have no problem eating out the trash.
So, can I tell?
I worked in restaurants where people would eat half a steak. I would pull that steak right off the fucking plate and eat it right in front of people. I give a fucking shit.
All right. Would you start at the other end and eat up until where they chewed, or would you just?
No. Who eats a steak with their teeth?
Like it's beef jerky.
It's not a hamburger.
Jim, I guarantee you ate that steak with your fucking teeth.
Oh, I did. I was working.
Yeah. Who eats steak with his teeth?
But I'm saying like anyone besides me.
Yeah.
Hey, grapes off the street. I found a bag of chicken once, raw chicken on the ground. I brought that shit home, threw it in the fridge, and ate it.
I got one for you. I know. I was going to ask if
I'm all about trash food.
If I'm allowed to tell this story, but I know I'm allowed to. I don't even know why.
I can do whatever you want.
We're teenagers, and I come home early from a night out drinking. It was like one of those nights nothing was going on. We came home early. We're watching Rap UM2
Triple
Raps.
A. We're watching Triple A.
No, we're watching Rap City on the same TV that we watch Triple A. And the Saturday night Rap City we're watching. And Jim comes home hammered. Now when I got home, we had this the Fry Daddy, right? And I plugged it in and turned it on, and I thought the grease was hot. Here, the thing that turned it on, the little thing that plugs in, has the dial on it, wasn't working. I didn't know. So the Fry Daddy was dead. So I turned it on, I put the fries in, and nothing happens. And I'm like, what the fuck? I said, God, this must be broken. So I pull the fries out, frozen, covered in cold grease, throw them in a trash can. 20 minutes later, Jim comes home, shit face, nasty as fuck, as insulting as you could possibly be to everybody. And he's watching the TV and putting his hands in the trash and eating cold grease fries, raw frozen fries covered in cold grease, and he's shoving them in his face. And if you're watching on YouTube, like that. Like,
Super Gremlin.
What the fuck are you doing, dude? They're not even cooked and they're covered in cold grease. I don't fucking care.
There you go. There's your answer, Brandon. That's what you wanted.
But I would have done the same thing. Fuck that.
I don't know.
Also, my reaction to you getting I'm going to go out and I'm going to say that there is not one good Chinese takeout place I've ever been to in my life, ever.
Takeout place? Sit in.
Yeah, like
great.
you order and they deliver it to you. It's all varying degrees of fucking slop that is going to make you feel like shit. I am not knocking Chinese cuisine. I've been to Chinese restaurants that are fucking fantastic, but that shit you get delivered to your fucking house is goddamn poison. And I've ordered it once or twice probably in the last 10 years, and both 2 times. And every time, as soon as I get done eating, I'm like, that was a massive fucking mistake. And now a lot of them you have to go through Grubhub. So now it's not even cheap.
No, I spent like $70.
Yeah, it's like when I see what Grubhub charge, I'm just like, what the fuck? I'd rather walk through fucking broken glass to pick up this slop than fucking give them any money.
Question for you, Brandon.
Yep.
Where'd you order from?
Tom's Dim Sum.
I don't know. Tom's.
It's like
In China
convention center, like under the fucking bridge there.
Yeah.
That's tucked back in there. It's good. They have good
probably fine.
soup. Yeah, I mean it's pretty consistent. I'm their #1 fan on Uber Eats. I got a notification.
Did you really? No shit.
Like you've ordered their
Honors
over the 3 years.
I just get Dim Sum Garden from them down there. There I get Sankey
They're
Duck
good
House, Dim Sum Garden. You know who's really good in Fishtown? Capital Beer. That shitty little place behind the IGA. Capital Beer. Anybody that doesn't live in Philadelphia has no idea what the fuck we're talking about. But yeah, that's pretty good. They have chicken stick. It's chicken shish kebabs, but it's just chicken stick on the menu.
Ooh, what it is?
Go ahead, Chris.
Stick. No, I got nothing. Nothing to add.
There you go. You got you don't have a Handy Nasty near you? Haunt Dynasty? They're all over the fucking place.
I
think the closest one's in Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill is the closest one, I believe, on 70 or 38. One of the two. I can't remember which one. And if I'm not mistaken, the Old City one is closing soon.
Really? Why so?
Yeah, large building, too much fucking rent. They probably want to sell that. They don't own it. They probably want to sell it, and they probably want to jack their rent up, and they're just like, fuck it. You can concentrate on other ventures. You have a West Philly one. You have one in Cherry Hill. There's a number of them. So
it's getting tough out there. I'll tell you that. It is getting tough. I'm second guessing myself. 9 years in.
Yeah.
They gotta raise prices and shit. It's fucking hard, man. It's hard day in, day out. I'm scraping cash together to pay for fucking liquor. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not.
Just an example, and I say this is the example for everybody. Like a bottle of Jameson 1 year ago was $5 cheaper. It's now $33. Used to be $28. It's like, you know what I mean? If you're an Irish bar, how the fuck you probably buying 2 cases of that a week? That's eating into your profits big time. And if one thing's going up, other shit is too. It's getting tough. The biggest one things that are going up, and it's my biggest complaint operating a business, is anything that you don't make money on. Toilet paper, straws, sanitizer, shit you can't sell that you have to stock up on, and everything's more expensive, and you can never make that money back. It fucking sucks. Just like, fuck off, man. Just cuts into what you make.
And then when, like what happened at my work, when you are making money, somebody breaks the back of the fucking toilet. And you have to pay a plumber to come out on a Sunday.
Right.
To put a new fucking toilet in. So
what's the hesitancy to raise prices?
I've just always tried to keep them low. No, I'm definitely raising prices as of April 1st. They're risen. But like Jesus Christ on Easter.
Yeah, do it on Easter. Don't do it.
My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ rising on Easter.
Announced it on Good Friday. That's the day he died.
Yeah, there you go.
And then on Easter Sunday is the day you raise prices. Just like Jesus.
There you go. Just like Jesus Christ risen. Our prices are up.
Yeah.
They're still super cheap.
On Friday and come back to life on Sunday higher.
There you go. That's a good call. When the hell's Easter? Is it April 1st?
The Sunday. I think it's the
How much is like a citywide where you guys are working?
5.
6.
Maybe it's 5. It's going to go up to 6.
Yeah. And you sell cheaper booze.
I do.
Cheaper beer.
Yeah.
You still do the 16-ounce PBRs and Jim Beam.
I do 16-ounce hams.
Oh, you do a 16-ounce hams, which you're probably getting. You're buying so much of that, you're probably getting at the same price of that PBR that we get. But you do buy you give out the
pounder and a shot of cheap whiskey.
Yeah, the cheap whiskey, which is what we should be fucking doing.
I see 7 a lot now.
Yeah, that's why I'm going up to 6. I see it too. I was out this weekend just eyeballing prices.
Shit's fucking
and like
hard.
place. I'm sorry. Let me finish real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
A place like Mulherron's, like I mentioned, their cocktails are outrageous. You know what I mean? Like a place like that, you can't really gauge. But then you go to a place like Fishtown Tavern, you're like, okay, because that's kind of
Right.
That's our level. Fishtown Tavern, us. It's like the same.
Right.
Not really competitors, but it's like the same bar somewhere else. So when you look at that, like it's like the L Bar. You look at the L Bar's price. You look at them. It's kind of the same fucking layout, same bar, pretty much, same idea. Yeah, Chris.
That's another thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I had nothing. I was just agreeing with you that shit's tough.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon.
What do you do about it?
The difference between like $5 to $7 is never going to change a decision for me. But I was shocked. We went out. I think it was Front Street Cafe on Saturday, and cocktails 17. Like
that's nuts.
It's getting crazy. That's like the price of a full dinner.
Fishtown, they can charge that.
Yeah.
Hip place to be. There you go. You know what's not hip? Pro wrestling. You want to talk about that?
Nope. Let's do it.
Nope. No one does. I'm just gonna run through some stuff so this way we get it out of the way. It's official. Stardom news. Mercedes Mone is defending her title against Azumi at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Sakura Genesis. And then Mayu Iwatani is challenging whoever wins that match. Mercedes Mone at the Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom on April 23rd. So there you go. We know what's going on. And rumor is that Monet does not have any, after that match, has no dates in Japan. So, Brandon, thoughts?
Is there anybody you have in mind lined up that could beat Mercedes Monet on this Japan tour? Or
yeah, Mayu Iwatani.
Yeah.
And I think she was the runner-up to Kairi for the belt anyway. So, makes sense that she takes it off her. And then when we go to see New Japan, she'll probably be with the tour. So lucky us, we probably get to see Mayu Iwatani, which is fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question. That's very exciting. Honestly,
go ahead. No, continue.
I was going to say if you were to, it doesn't matter who's on that card, whoever's there. If there's somebody with Stardom, no matter how that would play out, that's the most exciting thing on that card to me. Not because I'm all over Stardom now and I think it's the greatest thing ever, but I've seen all these other guys. There's really nobody new in New Japan that I'm really into seeing. So yeah, I mean, I've seen Jeff Cobb, I've seen all the guys that are there. But to see Mayu or anybody from Stardom would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, Brady.
No, I'm good. I don't have anything else.
Okay. Let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. How about that? The New Japan Cup. Okay. David Finlay defeated Tama Tonga. Semifinal, sorry. About 18 minutes. It was fine. And Sonata, who in the round before this, which we didn't cover, but I'll just talk about it, beat Naito, and then he is now part of Just 4 Guys, who are now officially called Just 5 Guys. Defeats Mark Davis, who had to fill in for an injured Will Ospreay. And this was a really good match. I enjoyed this. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't catch the semifinal round. I guess we get new look Sonata, Mark Davis. I know we were all pretty pumped on him. Under 20 minutes. Maybe they're listening to us a little bit. I know they were running long early.
Well, you might not think so after we hear this.
Okay.
New Japan Cup. The final IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Leo Rush in a very good match. I say go out of your way to check that out. Leo Rush, the heir apparent of Rey Mysterio Jr., as I said. New Japan Cup final, Sonata versus David Finlay. Sonata wins under 20 minutes. Okay match. Wasn't great. David Finlay looked great. Go ahead, Brandon. Thoughts?
Yeah, just watch this as we were getting started. Sonata, again, looks great. I always have a soft spot for Sonata because he's so handsome. You want him to be cooler than he is. New look gets you excited as he's reinventing himself because he's fallen pretty flat. Didn't look like that's the case in the ring for those 19 minutes there. So,
yeah, it was. He's. And we've said it before, and I understand his attraction, and he's definitely. The Japanese fans fucking love him. He bores the fucking shit out of me. David Finlay was working real hard to bring some excitement to this match, man, because he was being. What an interesting thing going through this whole thing. So now I guess David Finlay is like trying to compete for the leadership of Bullet Club storyline wise. He's the only really weaselly Bullet Club leader was Jay White. Like most of them, talk about like Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Prince Devitt. They were like workers. You know what I mean? Like they were good professional wrestlers. They were jerks. They were aggressive, but they were good professional wrestlers. And I think David Finlay has picked that back up. Like he's not cheating to win. It's not like Evil with his bullshit. Like he's busting his ass to win. He looked good in this. He's got a good moveset. I'm into it. But Sonata, snooze fest. Sonata wins. Go ahead.
I have nothing to add. I mean, he's a bore.
Yeah.
What else do you have to say?
Coming out of this, what do we got? Well, we'll talk about this. How about this one? Next show coming up is WrestleMania weekend, I believe. It's March 30th. It's New Japan Pro Wrestling and Impact Wrestling Multiverse United. Only the strong survive. On this show, you're getting no title matches, but, well, nothing that matters. You get an Impact title match, which we don't watch. You get the Impact Knockouts World title match, which we don't watch, but it does have Mio Yamashita in the match. Jeff Cobb versus Moose. Mick Bailey versus not Will Ospreay. It's going to be Tanahashi instead because Ospreay's still hurt. So that's your next New Japan thing coming out of this. And then Sakura Genesis. I had mentioned the Mone match. We're getting Hiromu Takahashi versus Robbie Eagles, I believe, who has joined TMDK. And we are getting Okada versus Sonata. And of course, we've seen Okada versus Sonata before, but if we can keep this under 20 minutes, I might be into it. Maybe Okada can get a good match out of this guy. Brandon, go.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of people are wrestling. Do we know how long Ospreay's out? That's kind of unfortunate timing.
I haven't seen any numbers.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's kind of day to day, week to week type of thing, because they just announced that he wasn't going to be for this. Maybe it's dislocation. You know what I mean? I don't know. They were working it up in the match, the last match he was in. I guess the Mark Davis match. They were talking about how it looks like his shoulder was hurt. Maybe it was really hurt. So, Chris?
So we have a Impact crossover with New Japan, which I don't really find interesting at all. I don't know who the Knockouts champion is. Mickey James, I think.
Mickey James. The match is Mickey James versus Mio Yamashita versus Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw.
Yeah, we're divvying Mickey James up too much there for me to actually care. I want a one-on-one match with Mickey James.
There's a non-titles match on the card. It's Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki. There's nothing on this match that's
nothing
exciting.
I got nothing.
It's on Fight TV.
No, God.
I'm definitely not watching it. All right, final thoughts on that before we move on to the wonders of AEW. Go ahead, Chris.
Is this New Japan or is this Impact?
This is New Japan Impact Wrestling Multiverse United. Only the strong survive.
Well, the only thing I just find it curious that don't you think? I guess it's along the lines of New Japan charging extra to watch things on a streaming service that you pay for. It's like, for Impact, if they have any say in this, it just would make more sense to just fucking air it on TV. Maybe you could pay. Yeah. I would watch it if you aired it on TV and I didn't have to pay for it. I'd probably fucking watch it. I have that channel.
Oh, I'm looking for the Forbidden Door card and I accidentally clicked on a rumor site and I had to back out before I got bombarded with ads.
That's all I got on that one though. You can move on.
Like, is that going to make $25,000 in Fight TV pay-per-view buys? Who's buying it?
So I'm curious. Like, don't you just look at it and go, "Hey, listen, we're going to take a hit on this. We have to put on this special, but everybody, you're going to get guys like me who are just like, fuck it, I'll watch it." Because I think my TV, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I stopped it up until about 2 weeks ago. My TV still recorded Impact every week. Because we used to watch. I used to watch it all the time.
Loaded up with
and I was like, wait, why do I not have any room on my DVR? And I went back and it was like 150 episodes Impact I had to fucking erase. But at least they brought Tommy Dreamer back, so fuck it.
Yeah, good times. Hey, the rape apologist, Tommy Dreamer.
he brings, I mean, even with, look at this, even without that, take that out. Say that never happens. This guy brings nothing to the fucking table. For anybody.
Easy dub,
and
bro.
Then you add that to it.
What the fuck show were we watching? Oh, it was which match were we watching? I think it was the AEW pay-per-view where they started chanting "Get the tables." And it's like, who the fuck wants tables? What fucking world are you living in?
Well, something happened on the table this week that I'm always a big fan of.
What, fucking?
No. But if you're gonna have to excuse me for a minute because I got to go clean up a big glistening turd that just
Oh
got
my
laid
gosh!
next to
All
the
right, let's
table.
go. All right,
Steamer.
so Forbidden Door is happening.
Somebody shitting.
There you go. Forbidden Door number 2 is happening. It will happen in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto on June 25th. There you go, Brandon. Thoughts?
Nice. Wish it was a little bit closer. That would be a fun thing to check out. I would go to MSG for that if it was going on, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like a working relationship here, going back and forth. We'll get to AEW, but we've got an intercontinental title now, so
Yeah, we do. Or international, or is it intercontinental?
I think it's intercontinental, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's a Sunday, June 25th. Just wanted to check the time. So if anybody's listening and they're like, "Oh man, I'm a big New Japan AEW fan. I can't wait for Ospreay versus this guy or this guy versus that guy." We might get Ospreay versus Omega, but most of it's going to be like the last show. It's mostly multi-man tag matches, which I'm into. That's what you do. That's what these crossover shows are. Multi-person tags.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's fun to look back and be like, it's crazy that those 4 people were in a ring together at some point. You forget about that stuff. Yeah. Novelty.
Let's move on to let's see. Dynamite. AEW Dynamite last week, live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The beautiful Canada Life Center. There you go. Trying to think of some stuff that was really standing out. I don't want to really go. We don't have much to talk about this week, so maybe I can just go match by match. Blackpool Combat. Oh, let's talk about first of all. Let's talk about the Rebar Mitzvah. I think he came down to the ring. MJF comes down to the ring. It said very Jewish. I think it said. What is descriptor or something like that? It was fucking amazing. Good stuff. He got thrown into a cake, and then we have Brandon. We're going to go to you first. Most importantly, your favorite part of professional wrestling when they break the fourth wall during promos. Brandon, thoughts on the promo between MJF, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, and the other guy?
The other guy.
MJF, I actually liked this. I thought this was one of the more entertaining things he's done in a while. He looked absolutely ridiculous. Both of his eyes are super fucked up. He's got that furry Burberry hat on. Just acting goofy, almost like self-parody. I thought this played well for him. The rest of the guys, MJF kind of had a point there when he was saying that none of you guys really fucking do what I'm doing right now, for better or for worse. Jungle Boy struggled on the mic. I feel like he's been around too long practicing for him to be as bad as he was. From what I saw, Darby Allin, as you referenced, breaking the fourth wall here. We're referencing Twitter. We're complaining about what's going on behind the scenes. There's a very niche of a niche people that think this stuff's funny. You get your shitty joke about, I can't wait to see Dax Harwood go on a podcast and complain about this. Like we're going really Dave Meltzer world here, which is disappointing to say the least.
Chris.
Darby Allin was good, I thought. He mocked them for their use of Twitter in the wrestling world. I did enjoy that. Like, I'm going to go complain about it on Twitter. I don't mind the talking about what goes on behind the scenes if you're talking about in a manner that is not really complaining about kind of what really is going on behind the scenes, right? If you're going to be a petulant shitbag on a sports team of any kind that has a locker room, then you bitch and moan about what people do in the locker room. You don't keep that fucking secret. So I don't mind that. I find it to be more realistic. It adds a bit of realism to it. But it's like you have to morph your thought process into being like, okay, yeah, this isn't real at all. It's a TV show, but we're going to pretend that the thing that we know, it's almost like it's not the same as being like suspension of disbelief. It's, oh no, this is all bullshit. We're just pretending that it's real right in front of you. It's very odd. I will tell you this, the thing that happened on top of the table happened in this, and I'm always a fan of it. Goes up there with fucking Christmas trees and fucking all the other dumb shit that happens. Like the tropey shit in pro wrestling is if there's a cake, somebody's flying into it. They bring the cake out and I immediately go, who's going into that fucking cake?
At first I thought it was fake because Sammy Guevara went up and like tried to taste it, but it didn't look, his finger went through it. Yeah. He might have been pretending to taste it.
Right.
And I was like, is that a plastic, like, is that a paper, like cardboard or plastic cake that they got out there, a fake one? Because as we all know, the person that sets up the table is the one that falls through it usually. If you come out with the cake, you're going into the cake. That's just the way it works in professional wrestling.
And I always loved, like, MJF did it great. It's almost like, I don't know if they do it on purpose or if it's just the oversell of it, is when they go flying into the cake and then they kind of hump the cake because they got to get the cake all over them. So they're like, oh God, I'm in the cake. I fucking
rolling around in it.
I've been watching it for so friggin' long that it's just like, it's so dumb that I love it. It's almost like one of these things it would be wrong if it didn't happen. Like if nobody went into the cake, I'd be like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like one of those, I'm not a huge fan of, they do it this way because they've always done it this way, but that's something that works. And it's like one of those things that no matter how it happens, you know, it's going to happen. You can usually tell who's going into the cake and you still love it. You still like, fucking, there he goes into the cake. All right. I'm happy. But I mean, you know, these things just go on too fucking long, man. I mean, it's just
I complain about the WWE stuff, that WWE style of coming in and doing a promo for 20 minutes. I fucking hate it, man.
I can't stand it. Now we're like, do you remember in the beginning, this shit didn't happen until the middle of the show. This was hour 2 shit. This was after the first match shit. You know,
well, this was after the first match. It was the second part. First match, they started with the Blackpool Combat Club versus Adam Page.
They did. That's right. You're 100% right. I'm sorry.
But it was in the first hour. Yeah, they started with that.
Huh. I'm confused. And I just
Brandon, am I remembering incorrectly?
I think you're remembering incorrectly.
I think the first segment was the Reba Mitzvah.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Okay.
I remember thinking like, oh, this is very WWE of them. They rarely start with a big.
No, I mean, if they're going to.
I could have sworn it was the 6-person tag. But then again, I'll be honest with you. I barely paid attention to this. It's like,
if they're going to be, if like anything screams AEW, at least when they first started, up until just recently, it would have been Blackpool Combat Club fucking first, right? They would have told, not only would they have done it, because they did it when the first time we saw them in Philly, they would have put it on Instagram and they would put it on social media. Get there early to see the introductions because we're going to start the show with the bell ringing. And that's how they used to do it. Now it's just kind of like, we're doing it like fucking the other channel does it. And everybody that does WWE fails. They do.
I mean, I guess if you're doing it once in a while, it's not. I hate it. I mean, I'm not defending this. We've talked about it before. I fucking hate the WWE style. Can't stand it. But they, if you're only doing it once in a while, I guess it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed the segment. I didn't enjoy any of the fourth wall shit. I thought MJF was fucking brilliant in this too. He didn't usually he's the one who's hey, all right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it then. Dave Meltzer, waka waka. You know, usually he's the one that gets like pretend mad and starts mentioning stuff that's real world stuff.
Right.
He wasn't the one. I was kind of shocked that Darby Allin was the one. None of these guys with fucking MJF can do a promo though, man. Jesus Christ. They stink.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Chris's point with the fourth wall stuff. It's not that I hate it. It's just that ideally you get your roster into a place where there's fake drama that's driving the TV show, and then it can kind of blur into behind the scenes shit, and you become like, maybe that was bullshit, maybe that was real. That gets people wrapped up. It's when the stories in the ring are so non-compelling and all the way over here, and then it just goes all the way over to like petty behind the scenes shit. It's like it's not meeting in the middle. That's where it loses me.
So let me just pose something to you because maybe this makes sense. So, all right, you have pick any behind the scenes drama. Sammy Guevara has beef with Eddie Kingston, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's on Twitter or people know somehow from that. To me, it's almost like you would go, okay, you know what? Here's the deal. There's this beef that you guys let's just say we know that it's legitimate beef, right? Like we're working for the company, hypothetically. We know that it's legitimate. We now say, guess what? This is out there that this happened. You two need to go into the ring and have a fucking match. And if you can't behave yourself, both of you get fucking fired. Fuck it. Go out there and blur the fucking line. So it makes it look like we don't know what's going on. Because now you get people outside like, oh, but I mean, they worked together and the blah, 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 blah. So was it real? Because if it was real, I think they would have done this with each other. Maybe that thing that supposedly happened didn't happen. And you basically tell these guys, look, and if you can't fucking be professionals, guess what? it's fucking AEW Dark for the next 6 months for you guys. You know what I mean? Or contracts are voided, or fucking I'm gonna buy the contractor now. Whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, like, it's almost like you could work this into making it like, yeah, some shit went down, some shitbag blabbed it out to the spoiler guy, which really makes no fucking sense. I gotta say this. You have a guy that's the spoiler guy. You work in a business that is based on fucking surprise and suspension of disbelief. And you allow this fucking dude to just blow your shit up all over the place and
Who's the
talk
spoiler
about
guy? Who are we talking about?
Meltzer or
Oh, yeah, okay.
whoever.
Pronouns,
All these
pal.
fucking guys. What's that?
Pronouns, pal.
Well, the spoiler, there's only one the spoiler guy, I guess.
Pro wrestler, the
yeah.
spoiler.
The spoiler. But you understand what I mean? They tell Meltzer, who basically fucking spoils everything for everyone. There's no suspension of disbelief. And they think that it's going to advance any kind of fucking interest that they have in their fucking product. And it doesn't. It just shits all over it.
Mhm.
And it doesn't blur those fucking lines. It just makes it like, oh, this is fucking stupid. And also, here's the thing. I don't want to know if fucking, the fucking question is fucking a petty guy fucking backstage.
All right, big.
He's dead. I don't want to know that. Like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? And it's when and I guess we're going back into the thing we were just talking about. It's like when they break the fourth wall and they go, you're complaining on Twitter. So what? They should know as wrestlers that you don't sell the shit. You just fucking let it go. You pretend it didn't fucking happen.
Yep. Or working into a storyline.
Or working into a storyline
Like
immediately.
it's like the example and the one that we've mentioned over and over again is that when CM Punk comes back, you don't immediately put him against the Elite. You work to it.
Right.
And then when the face-off happens, it's fucking massive.
Mm-hmm.
Then
You
it's
tease it.
much television. You tease the shit out of it. You don't even mention it until they have a face-off. Then it's like, oh shit, they're gonna fuck. Brandon,
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
fuck it.
Chris, yeah, they gonna fuck. It's that when the in-ring stories are like, oh man, that Chris Jericho got me a purple hat. And then they flip-flop from that to like, by the way, this guy's a real-life asshole. It's just, you're not winning anybody over on either end.
Chris, final thoughts on that before we move
Nope.
on? All right, I gotta find my tab. Okay, Blackpool Combat Club. I'm going through this because we don't have much to talk about this week, so I'm just gonna go match by match. If you guys hear anything, just remind me. Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, and Wheeler Yutes from Villanova defeat Adam Page and the Dark Order, Evil Uno, and the returning and re-signed Stu Grayson from Canada. This is actually a very good match. I enjoyed this. Brandon, good.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty fun for what it was. Not to just mimic what you were saying there, but Stu Grayson, I actually was like excited to see him again. I almost forgot that he was a part of this fucking show for a little while there.
And also how fucking good he is. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane the shit he can do. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And how much he doesn't look like he should be able to do some of these things. And I don't know if the Adam Hangman Page versus Moxley thing I would say is working for me, but it's not working.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't care. I have no interest in it. The Dark Order is,
Even after, hold on, forget about that. But even after the no holds barred Texas death match, you don't want to see more John Moxley and Adam Page?
No.
I do.
No. I don't. I don't believe, and remember, I had to ask you guys because I was just oblivious to it. To me, there was no real excitement going into it. I enjoyed that match, the Texas death match, but it was, for me, a little rough to watch. But I do appreciate the people that are willing to do that to, for their craft, and that was cool, and it was cool to watch it. But I really there was no heat in that fucking match for me at all. And then they continue it going with the fucking, 2023's Job Squad, the oddities came out like, dude, the Dark Order. It's just fucking like, why? Because the dude died? Okay, lots of people are dead. Fucking, fucking Kamala's dead. Don't keep they should keep the Dungeon of Doom around, but it's fucking gone. They would have had him float in like fucking MODOK with no legs.
Oh, my God. Okay, final thoughts, Brandon.
Don't care.
You won't get that take anywhere else.
There you go. MODOK. Jade Cargill called out Canada's best athlete for the match in Edmonton. Nicole Matthews, a cast-off of WWE from the Mae Young Classic, if you remember. When she got caught smoking weed and they threw her out.
I do not, if you could believe
I do.
it.
Yes, I do, believe it or not. And she loses in 43 seconds. Jade Cargill does the whole, is this the best Canada's got? I love that she got in Renee Young's face. It's like, you're Canadian. And she's like, ooh. And then Ty Valkyrie came out, which we knew was going to happen anyway. But she looked like $1 million fucking bucks. I'll tell you that. I like this segment. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I guess we've talked enough about Jade Cargill, but the repetition of the great Bill Goldberg WCW title run here, all the way up to 54-0 with very few memorable matches, may be coming to an end.
Yeah,
possibly with Taya Valkyrie. It seems like this is a real competitor for her.
Chris, good.
First of all, that match 54. So how long was that match? How long was it?
43 seconds.
Fucking, it was a rough 43 fucking seconds, boy. There was I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and say that hopefully they had no time to go over what the fuck they were going to do, because if they did, that match was like, you were a fucking like hair away from somebody getting injured really fucking bad watching that match at 43 seconds. I saw some shit in there. I was like, oh my God. Timing was off really bad, but I mean, whatever. That's just something I noticed. Who cares? She got squashed. That was the whole point of it. We got where we needed to go. And we got the Ty Valkyrie, which,
Chris, I hate to interrupt you here, but I am not really, when I'm watching a 43-second match, I didn't really gauge whether or not the work rate was good.
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I'm
Go ahead,
with you.
continue. I'm sorry.
I was watching and I was just like, ooh, oh, and then it was over. So you got to the point. Don't fucking matter. But Ty Valkyrie, I think we all knew that was going to happen, right? Jim called it last week. I didn't think it was too much of a stretch. Didn't realize how tall Ty Valkyrie was.
Yeah,
right?
I noticed that too. She was in a lift. It's like she was in big shoes,
and she's sticking her chin up like Macho Man the whole time.
Yeah, but in this lift, she was almost taller than fucking Jade Cargill.
She was up there.
She's got to be. She's a big girl. I didn't realize.
She's 5'8". I checked it out. She's 5'8". Jade Cargill.
How big is Jade Cargill? 5'10". So that makes sense. There you go. That's 2-inch heels.
Yeah. So we'll see. Taya, very short-lived WWE run for whatever reason. Who gives a shit? But she was the only thing that was remotely entertaining about Impact when I was watching it. Hopefully she brings something and we move on. It's not like I care. Like I'm like, oh fuck, Taya should win. I don't give a shit.
I don't think she's going to.
To be honest with you, I don't think she's going to either. I don't give it. The only reason I would say, like, what do we? I get like, oh, maybe they should have Taya win this, and maybe have Taya beat her in some scroungy way where fucking Jade Cargill still looks good. It's because I just want to move on from this. We've been doing this for 54 fucking matches, and I want more for this woman other than we're just going to just keep going and going and going, because they painted themselves into a fucking corner.
Yeah, whether it's intentional or not, but yeah, they were stuck with this where they're at. Good.
Right. How many monsters can she beat? Right. How many stories to be told do you avert from? Right. Like, okay, you have what's the woman's name? The Jesus Christ.
Red Velvet?
No, the one that runs with Vicky Guerrero.
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose. Okay, so you have Nyla Rose. Monster beats her. Right. You bring in Marina Shafir. Okay, legit MMA fighter. We thought maybe you can get a snake move in there and then something happens and exposes something. Basically gets fucking squashed. Okay, in a dead ass fucking match. You have that. You have and not, once again, I'm not saying like, oh fucking they should have won. But like, you had opportunities to make this story interesting and you keep turning away from every opportunity and just keep it on this. So maybe there's something they have planned, but I don't know. I think they've just fucking painted themselves into a corner. I think, like I said, I think the best way to get out of this is either a scroungy loss here to Taya, or you just say, fuck it, I'm done with this. Pull an Asuka in NXT, drop the fucking title, and go fight for the heavyweight champ, or the whatever, the main champion.
I'm going to chime in real quick, Brandon, before you go. Well, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think that she's going to have a good match with Taya. I didn't mention the Taya part, but now that Taya's signed, we're going to get a decent match out of a close match out of Taya, and then Alien Girl's coming back. Alien Girl's been out for like 8 months now with the knee injury. I think her return. We're just waiting on her return, and that's how Jade Cargill's going to lose. That's the only one that I can really think could possibly beat her and be believable. The way they build her up. Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do that a while ago, and then she got hurt. But
yeah, she got hurt.
I was just gonna say, look, I don't want to get on these guys. I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm in a good mood. I'm not complaining, but it also, how insane is it as to do this with not your main women's belt? And there's just this sideshow torture chamber going on where this woman never qualifies to be moved up the the power rankings of the women's division. She's just beating the shit out of people on the side. Very strange.
Yeah, it's and it depending on how fast this happens, and I don't know what's going on with the Bad Girls Club or whatever they're called. I mean, we'll talk about them in a minute. But what the fuck are they called?
Outcasts.
Oh, those people.
The Bad Girls Club.
Spray paint girls.
Spray paint girls. We mentioned it weeks ago, the possibility of Jade Cargill, if they can get this title off her. And she's actually freed from this title because she's being held down by this fucking TBS title. They don't know what the fuck to do with her. And we talked about it, whether it's by their choice or they chose to back themselves in the corner, or because of Alien Girl's injury, they got backed in the corner and they couldn't find someone on the roster they could believably build up to beat her. I think, a fun move, and, we're fantasy booking, whatever, would be for Jade Cargill to take these girls out because Jade Cargill's an actual AEW original. I think that would be fun.
Yeah,
but that's fantasy booking. We don't fucking know. Yeah, Brandon.
I agree. We could fantasy book every once in a while. We don't.
Yeah, who cares?
Much.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we were talking about that a few weeks ago. The one thing about Jade Cargill, though, that I think that I guess it just bothers me is that I don't think they're not putting her with people like not people that she wrestles, the people that she comes to the ring with. I noticed it this week. They are completely fucking unnecessary.
I know.
Like, what the fuck? It's not like you put Andre the Giant with Bobby Heenan or Brock Lesnar with fucking Paul Heyman because he can't talk. So you put Paul Heyman and he just stands there being a badass. You're putting her with lesser thans. Like, they don't reach above her.
Cronies.
I get it. I don't mean like a crony. I mean that they're not as good as her in anything she does, whether it be talking, whether it be working, whether it be looking. They're not better than her. I'm talking from a technical aspect, not from a technical aspect, not from a storytelling aspect. I get it. She's got cronies. That's fine. But like, you're basically running her to the ring like DDP with the fucking gum and the cigar and the 2 pairs of glasses and the girls and a fucking fur coat. Just let her go down there and kick ass.
Brandon, final thoughts?
I'm good.
All right, let's move on. Orange Cassidy in it's the AEW International title in a bullshit call beats Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, greatest fucking worker in all of AEW, loses. We got all our favorite Jeff Jarrett spots, including a guitar in a ring. I fucking love this. I thought it was great. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah. Bad booking. Jarrett should have been the first Intercontinental champ. Is it international?
International title, it's called.
International. Okay, fuck it.
Chris, good.
Good stuff. Not a great not a great match, but who cares? This is a random Wednesday night. I would rather see this than 90% of the stuff they've been putting on.
Yeah, Chris.
They got me to a point where when he almost won, I thought he was going to win. And I was like jumping up in the air. I really did. I thought he was going to win. And I was like, oh, I was not mad. Somebody, I don't know who it was. I wish I can give him credit. Made a point on Twitter about this. I forget who it was, but they said, Jeff Jarrett.
It was me.
No, it wasn't you. Jeff Jarrett. You're sumo and Jeff. You're just making points about sumo guys that nobody's ever heard of.
Nobody's ever heard of except for I just put it out there.
You.
Somebody will Google them and like my life. Like it.
Yeah. No. Jeff Jarrett is doing all the cheesy shit that old wrestlers used to do but nobody else is doing it. So it looks like he's the only one doing it. He's the only one that's ever done it. And he's fucking awesome because of it right now. I really legit thought he was going to win. I wasn't mad that he lost, but I was like, oh shit, Jeff Jarrett's going to fucking win. Almost made my day. I will point out that I believe who was it? Chuck? No, not Chuck Taylor. The other guy. Beretta came down to the ring to make a save, and right before he clobbers Jay Lethal, the camera switches off him. Their fucking production has gotten no better. None. Like, oh shit, it happened. Go back.
It's Chris, the second best production in American professional wrestling.
It is.
No camera cuts though. Fuck. God,
So bad.
It's so weird when you go back and watch old WWE or WWF, how much more fun it was without all those camera cuts.
Yeah.
To hide every punch, every fake punch, and every fake kick.
Remember when they started?
Go ahead.
Remember when they started zooming
Oh,
in and out?
yeah. Fuck.
I was watching SmackDown. Like, oh my god, it's moving like I'm on a boat.
I can't wait to watch WrestleMania.
Nothing makes me feel older than like watching TV and having it actually make me get sick. Like, who is this? What kind of spazzy kids are being created right now that this is not? They're not batting an eye to this. Cut.
Video games.
Yeah, video game kids.
First person
I
shooters,
played video
man.
games, but I didn't play first person shooters.
Took me a while to get used to them.
Yeah.
One time
I bought the new. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. One time I was playing Battlefield 1, and I was on a chair that had wheels, and it was slightly moving, and I didn't even notice it. And I was playing it, and I was just like, I gotta stop. Fucking.
Wait till
Get
you use
off.
an Oculus.
Oh no, I won't use that.
That makes me sick.
I
too,
live in
yeah.
an Oculus.
Brandon, go ahead. You were going to make a point.
I bought the new Call of Duty that came out like 6 months ago. I played it online for like 45 minutes. I never have been closer to having a stroke. I literally had to turn it off. My palms were soaking wet. My pupils were dilated. I'm like, this might be the last thing that I ever do. I had to tell Sydney, I'm like, I'm about to pass out right now just from trying to play. That plus the like super autistic like headset conversations going on, getting pumped over my TV. I was like, this is done. This part of my life is over now.
Retired. Good stuff. The Outcasts come to the ring and they call a bunch of people out. I don't really remember what happened. All I remember is that Riho ended up coming to the ring with a pole, cleared everybody out, stood there triumphant. Brandon, thoughts?
Did anything actually happen if none of us remember it?
Are we building to the cage match? What's the big death match AEW puts on in the summer? Memorial Day weekend.
Blood and guts.
Blood and guts. We're getting a women's blood and guts. I'm down.
Real blood and guts match. Let's go.
Fuck yeah, Chris.
I'm down. But
Real,
like
real
you say,
potatoes. That was
like you said, if the AEW Women's Champion falls in the forest, then no one is there to hear.
Yeah.
Did it really happen?
I did appreciate the Canadian tuxedos by the champ and the dentist. They had all denim from top to bottom. I was a big fan for all those Winnipeg fans. Good stuff. Final thoughts, Brian?
No, I'm good.
AEW World Trios title. The House of Black defeated the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Elite in 21 minutes and 44 seconds. And boy, did I zone out of this match and stop paying attention. According to the Wrestler Observer newsletter, it got 4.5 stars. Brandon, thoughts? I have no opinion on this.
So yeah, speaking of shit that made me feel like I was going to have a stroke, this was just like constant shit going on all over the place. Cut. Was there 9 people in the ring? They were just setting up highlights again and again. If that's what you're looking for, go for it. I could see like this is one of those matches where if you just flip on AEW for the first time ever or in a year and you see this shit going on, you're like, this is kind of nuts. But 23 minutes of it, not really for me.
Chris, thoughts?
To Brandon's point, this is a spectacular way to end a Wednesday night television show. That being said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I just zoned out. It's no fault of the show. I just had a hard time watching AEW this week. My mind was elsewhere. Brody King looks fucking badass though.
We get our Omega Jericho face off there, I
Yep.
guess, which is probably could be pretty sweet for the hometown.
Yeah, they were all hyped up. Yeah, they were loud. That was pretty big pops for. I'd like to Kenny Omega going out of his way to slap hands with every single person at ringside. That was pretty cool. He's taking pictures with people. So, yeah, it was all cool. And then we get our, being the elite tease with Kenny Omega, Mac Jackson, Nick Jackson, and the Hangman, correct? At the end of this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going back or what. I don't know what that does for the fucking Dark Order, but it's probably time somebody busts them up.
Yep. R.I.P. Dark Order. Time to go somewhere else. Chris, final thoughts?
Do you think that Tony Khan's like, oh, Bray Wyatt may quit?
God, I hope not.
Bray Wyatt. And he can cut 45-minute fucking promos. Don't go anywhere.
I don't want to watch Bray Wyatt.
Man,
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you right now, and what are you going to do? And the people are going to turn on you. Anyway, and then Bray Wyatt. Ooh, Garfield, ooh.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't want to see that. I can watch that on Saturday nights.
So I just want to let you guys in on something. I'm in my basement right now, and I'm looking out the back door, and my wife is standing out there with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she has just witnessed for the first time me doing Ric Flair on the podcast.
Well, there you go.
Visually, I'm sure she's heard me scream it before.
My doors are closed.
She's just laughing at me.
My room's soundproofed and my doors are closed. I'm not letting anybody in here.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. It was 60 degrees today, so the basement door's open.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's open. The screen's shut. And the last time it reminded me of a couple years ago around this time when the world shut down.
Yeah.
And I was like, the weather's the same as the day the world shut down.
My mind has not been the same since that happened. I'm totally fucked. Final thoughts on AEW before we move on to tomorrow's card. Brandon?
Yeah, I was looking. They sold like 8,000 tickets at a 17,000 seat place here where the Jets play. They probably lose money on that, right?
Yeah, I guess. That's not great. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, who knows?
I don't
know
what
they charge the arena. They have money that they get from TNT, I'm sure, just for the television.
There might be a situation where they have the top rung boxed off too. They're not using the top rung.
It looks like that's what they did. They sold out the lower bowl, but
yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm sure that Winnipeg probably doesn't. That arena in Winnipeg probably doesn't cost too much on a Wednesday. You know, what the fuck else is going on up there?
The Peg.
Fuck, one peg.
Just curious.
A lot of those t-shirts.
What that threshold is for when you bottom out. Sorry, we're talking over each other.
No, it's all right.
We're good.
Yeah, if they capped off the top of it, then I guess it's kind of you're making money. I guess. Did you see people complain about? I guess AEW had a house show and people were complaining about the merch stand looked like shit at the house show.
No, I didn't. I got to see this.
It did. It looked like shit.
Did it?
But then again, like the argument against that is that like who the fuck is really buying shirts at the show anymore? Unless you're getting that shit signed by somebody sitting there. You buy all your shit online.
You know who buys that shit at the show?
You.
Fucking dummies.
There you go.
There's always another sucker. You ever hear that theory?
Yep.
Right here. Ooh, I like Aleister Black, and bought an Aleister Black WWE shirt. You know what it looked? It was like a fucking wetsuit that didn't fit, and it's in a fucking box in my garage.
Yeah, those WWE shirts are tough. With that back, but they always have a back print up in the top of the back. I hate that shit.
Yeah, and the fuck, it's just And the
I have a
fucking
pink Kabuki Warriors shirt. Pretty badass.
I have one. Sorry, Jim.
No, continue.
I have one WWE shirt that I love, and it's the Philly 316 that I bought outside. It was their trailer I bought it from. They sell them at every show, and I cut the sleeves off it and was wearing them to the gym. But yeah, I can't do it anymore.
I have a Roman Reigns vest hanging up in the closet. Bought that. Brandon, good.
I bought we were leaving, I think it was when the Eagles clinched the division, and the t-shirt guys are out in the parking lot, and there's this one junky looking dude with his eyes like half closed. He's holding up this long sleeve white shirt, and it's the worst looking internet shirt you've ever seen. Like, it's like Eagles 6 exclamation points, champions, and it has a smiley face, like a little emojis all over it, and he's like $5. I was like, we got to buy that. So I was like, what must be wrong with this thing? We get it. don't even look at it for like 20 minutes, and I see it's a fucking Henley, like one of those like button-up shirts. The front is completely white, and then that's just on the back.
So good.
I would be
You
wearing
wear
that
it
every
backwards.
like
game.
long johns, and then the back just has this chaotic Eagles fucking guard.
I'm into it.
So good.
I might have to go grab it quick.
I'm a big go for it. I'm a big fan of a bootleg. I love a fucking
man.
bootleg, man. Every time we go to a show, we don't buy shit. We take a look at the merch, and if we're not absolutely in love with something, we wait till we go outside and grab bootleg shit. I got me and Tina got bootleg shirts for this tour that happened over last summer, and we got in the car, and she's looking at the shirt. One sleeve is like 2 inches shorter than the other one. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God, man. It's amazing. And then like they try to get like $15 off you.
Yeah, I always go. I'll give me
Bro,
2.
no.
I'll give them the old. Give me 2 for 15. Sure.
Yeah.
Or you just be like, I only got $10. All right, yeah, $10. How about you give me 2 for $10?
Now let me see this.
All right, man. All right. And then they're just like they try to just give you whatever shirt's on them because they're trying to make as much money as possible. So you might end up with a large when you ask for a small.
Yeah, I know.
They got to check them out first. And the last show we went to, Tina handed the money already, and we got the shirts. I was like, that's not the right size. I was like, wait a minute, you already gave him the money. I was like, yo, man, this ain't the right size. He's like, all right. I was gonna rough him up for $10. Go ahead, Brandon. Let's see this thing
Principal
on
at that
YouTube.
point. Come on.
Go check out our YouTube.
Yeah, go check out
right
our
around
YouTubes.
right around
Oh,
1 minute,
jeez.
1 minute, 1 second.
Here's your
You
blown
can't
out
see shit. You
Haynes Henley front of it, nothing on it, and then we'll go to the back here.
Let's do a pan of
Back
it.
it up. Back it up.
Yeah, back up and do it.
Hang on.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Holy
oh,
shit.
no. Home
That's
for
good.
the
Look at the
playoffs,
smiley
the
face with the eyes. What is that? What's that thing down there in the bottom left?
Is that it?
What is that?
Is that a fucking raccoon? Is it a raccoon? It's got a raccoon tail.
What is that? I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
I love it. It's the best. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
That's the best shirt
Just
I've ever
says-
seen.
NFC East 22, no space. We have
I got-
3 different Eagles logo. Yeah, heart, smiley face with heart eyes. Home for the playoffs, 2 exclamation points. Then just the link with a bunch of exclamation points.
Somebody made that. Hey man, I got a good idea.
He
You could have
actually
seen
has-
how
he has
sad the
that-
guy was that
he
was
had the-
selling them. That really was the cake on top. Sorry. Go ahead.
He has the exact thing tattooed on his back. For sure. I have a
I
really
get that
good
back
Eagles
piece.
bootleg, which I can't find anymore. That was Calvin peeing on the Minnesota Vikings.
Fucking best. I was gonna say it better be
And
Calvin Payne.
I can't find it anymore. I was gonna wear it for the last playoffs because I'm a big fan of it because they won the Super Bowl the year that I wore it. It's like NFC champions, Eagles, Calvin pissing all over the Vikings symbol, long sleeve white T-shirt. Good shit. I think
What
I
everybody-
Yeah, the
that's
farther
what
away
everybody
from
needs.
Yeah, Chris.
I said just what everybody needs.
Yeah, Brandon.
the farther away from like the NFC East, the person or the team Calvin's peeing on, the funnier. Like if you get Calvin peeing on like the Tennessee Titans,
Yeah.
like that's what you're pissed about.
All right, let's go over this AEW match card for tomorrow night. You gonna put that shirt away, Brandon? Or you gonna hold on to it?
I might wear it out tonight. Who knows? For the World
Hell
Baseball
yeah.
Classic, little American spirit.
Sweet. No disqualification match. Hook versus Stokely Hathaway. Save your commentary for afterwards. John Moxley versus Stu Grayson. Tony Storm versus Sky Blue. It was part of that babyface team that came down to save the day. AEW World Tag Team Championship on the line. We got the Guns versus Top Flight. And a dream match. Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo. The number 1 Mexican wrestler according to Wrestler Observer newsletter. Brandon, thoughts?
AAA makes, the world takes. We got
That's right.
El Hijo del Vikingo versus Kenny Omega. Should be fun.
Yeah, he's pretty wild to watch. He used to wear a mask. He doesn't have a mask anymore now. He's just like bald head dude. Or he's got like the ponytail. I think he's got a big ass ponytail. Chris, thoughts? Hijo del Vikingo, Chris.
None. Got none.
Not
I
excited?
got none. Nah, I'll watch it. We'll see. Not excited. Why? Why are they wrestling?
Why? Because in AAA they were supposed to match up, and now they are finally going to have their matchup.
And did they tell you this on TV?
No.
No. Okay.
Right.
It's a dream.
That's the
They
point.
just said it was a dream match, Chris.
Two.
That's all.
Whose dream?
It's all a dream. Dream
This is all
for
a dream.
dream for
The people who
that
watch Being the Elite.
dream for people that like wrestling besides mainstream wrestling. There you go.
There you go.
Underground people who love it.
I'm not saying it'll be bad. I'm just saying, why do I care?
It'll be fun. It'll be a one-off. I mean, it's advertised as a dream match, so that means it's a one-off.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. There you go. Brandon, final thoughts.
No, I'm good. Do we have anything else to talk about? Because I have one more piece of loser news I wanted to bring up. But
Yeah, bring it up because we have nothing else to talk about. Go ahead.
AEW video game not being released because they're
Yeah.
in a fight with GCW over the use of the phrase "fight forever."
Go ahead. You want to read the article?
I don't have an article up. I was just was trying to see if I could pull something up, but what a goofy fucking thing. We all kind of hate fight forever.
Right.
It's probably top 3 in the worst wrestling chants. And the fact that those two dorky ass promotions are fighting over making it the name of something, some kind of copyright infringement thing.
Yeah, I guess that they have a pay-per-view named Fight Forever, so they're saying they have a copyright on that. Whether they do or not, I'm assuming they do. I guess Tony Big Buck's going to have to pay some money out to get him.
You would think someone would grab him and be like, "We don't need to name it this.
Just call it. Just change the boxes. It's cheaper to change the boxes.
Yeah.
It's called AEW. There you go. Chris, thoughts?
I got nothing. They had the box. They already have the boxes out for it at GameStop.
Yep.
There's a GameStop next to where I pick up pho. So when I'm waiting for my food, I go into GameStop and they have the boxes out there for pre-order, and the pre-order release date's in like fucking December. And I guess that's just GameStop being safe. We'll say December, could come out earlier, but boxes are already out. But I mean, how hard could it be to print up new pieces of paper and put them in the boxes? It
Right,
doesn't
or
make sense.
Yeah. If you're,
I mean, I
just
guess
call it. Good.
you're changing the programming too for your title screens and stuff. So that's got to be a little bit of work, but how much could it be that you're going to delay the release date? I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I don't really give a shit. I'm sure it's going to suck.
That might be fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
All the WWE hasn't had a good game in fucking 20 years.
So here's the thing. I prefer to play games on the Switch. I just like it. And also, I don't like putting money into my Xbox because my Xbox is obsolete at this point. Like, I can't get the new one because I don't want to spend the money on it. And they're not really available, but this thing's getting obsolete very quick. So I'm trying not to spend any money on it. Nintendo games do not go on sale.
Yeah, of course.
Don't.
I know they don't.
So not even going to be able to wait for it to be cheap. Like, I'll play WWE 2K23 when it's $5 in 6 months. You know what I mean? It'll be 15, 20 hours in 6 months, but these games don't go on sale, and I'm not buying anything.
I did say that it looks like it might be fun. I never said I was going to buy it. I'm not buying this fucking thing. I'm never buying it. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. I won't even let Brandon borrow my machine, even though I don't play any games on it. Brandon, thoughts?
Trying to see how much it is. If it was like $20, I would buy it just because it's a
Guess it's
strange thing to have. But at $70, it's like, kid, you got to be
That's what I'm guessing,
kidding
right?
me.
Is that how much it is?
Hold on.
I think the new WWE game was $70.
Yeah, those are always 70, but for some reason I think they went with like a cheapy price for this because they're trying to get, I don't know, just get people to buy it or what, but
Right.
It's not. That's $60, so they're $10 off, but
But
this
that's
thing's
just for Chris's
been out
example.
it should have been out for a year. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, has it? Did we get a release date, or we just got an announcement?
No
date?
release date.
Right. So it's still in production. I wish more companies would fucking wait on putting out their product before they dump it on you, and then they send bugs. There's all kinds of bugs and shit. Whatever happened to that game, the space game, Chris, that we used to play?
Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous. Whatever happened to that?
Don't know. They were supposed to come out with a new one. You were supposed to be able to get off on the planets, get into gunfights with people.
I started.
Never heard anything.
Yeah, well, no, it came out. And the
did it?
weekend that it got released and you were supposed to be able to do it, the fucking thing just kept crashing. So I deleted it. Didn't call it. It cost me like a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't put shit out until it's done, right? I don't know.
That's
There
like
you
the
go. Any
common
more?
thing now. They just come out and then tank because they're broken and nobody picks them back up by the time they fix it. Like that
Right.
Cyberpunk game that was supposed to be like the hottest shit.
Oh, I
I think they
I
finally fix it.
had that shit on pre-order and I once the betas came out and they were all fucking broken. I was just like, nah, I canceled my pre-order. Like, I'm not dealing with this shit. It was a fucking expensive game. I rarely buy games when they first come out. But I was all over that. I was like, oh, this has got me written all over it. And then it was just like, apparently the gameplay wasn't all that great either. So there you go. Don't trust them. Can't trust this. I will buy the Grand Theft Auto whenever that comes out in 10 years.
Well, apparently in Cyberpunk there was a guy that was really fucking ugly and hideous with a giant head, and Brandon said that it looked like me, so I never bought it.
Oh shit! Did you
protest.
say that? That's
At
amazing.
a protest. At a protest, I was like, "Fuck this shit."
He does look like Chris. I don't think he was. I wouldn't say he was ugly, but I gotta pull him up. What the fuck is his name?
Yeah, let's not say we did.
Hold on,
All
I'm
right.
looking him up still.
Well, you're looking
Yeah.
him up like an ugly guy that looks like Chris.
Yeah, the guy looks like Chris.
Cyberpunk.
Giant head, Cyberpunk 2049 or whatever. All right, any final thoughts, Brandon?
No.
Chris, final thoughts?
Yeah, I got one.
Go ahead.
WrestleMania,
Next week, 2 weekends.
2 weekends. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Usos. They're going to do that match.
Okay, we'll talk about it next week.
Well, I just wanted to say it's new news as of last week.
Okay.
Or as of last night. So it's definitely going to be at WrestleMania, and I had it on what was probably going to be one of the best matches of the year. So I'll keep my eyes open for that.
I did see that it's not main eventing though.
Oh, whatever.
Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley is going to main event.
Yeah, and there's 2 nights, and then the other one will be Roman Reigns and Cody. But just saying,
okay, going into this, are you excited at all? WrestleMania?
I'm more excited to watch. Yeah, so you have Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. I'd like to watch that match. I'm more excited to watch, as far as just watching a match for the sake of watching a match. I'm more excited to watch the Usos versus KO and Sami Zayn than I am to watch Io Del Vikingo versus Kenny Omega. I mean, looking at it in the same way, because I'm not watching WWE to really be on top of the storyline that they're telling, but this looks like it'll be a really good match. So yeah, I mean, I'm not excited, but there's some ones I'd pick and choose out of those. Considering I fucking pay for it anyway, I might as well watch some of it.
You pay for the cock?
Yeah, well, I mean, I pay for cable, so that gives me
Oh,
I am
right.
a cock. I'm a cock. I pay for cable, so I pay for
Cable
the cock. Yeah. So
Brandon, you excited yet? 2 weeks out from WrestleMania?
I wouldn't say excited. The best thing WrestleMania has going for it is that it's like the best time of the year as far as my mood. That like first week or two where it hits 65, 70. I remember coming over to Lorraine. We have to do a little pool or something. We had fun for WrestleMania, but a lot of times. But
I'm actually
besides
working
that,
that
no.
Sunday. I'm working WrestleMania Sunday. I'll be
You gonna
barking.
have a showing?
I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, it'll be on, but I'm not putting the sound on.
well, Greed effed it.
What's that?
Greed effed it. Greed fucked it. They went to 2 nights.
Oh, right.
That's too much. It's just too fucking much to care about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And like, I've always been one that's been like, dude, once that shit airs live, I don't give a fuck. I watch the videos and the highlights. I'm not going back and watching an old soccer game or a fucking football game that aired last night because I didn't get to see it. It's not fucking happening. So,
I'm
whatever
sitting here
happens.
watching old Iho Del Vikingo matches to get myself up to speed on his talent.
Were you really?
No. No, as I was trying to argue with, not really argue, but make the point with Chris about Iho Del Vikingo, everybody's talking about him. So, yeah, sure, I'm excited to see him. It's going to be fun. He's going to take a pin. They're going to shake hands afterwards, and then we'll have some storyline shit.
And it's hopefully, back to what I said earlier, it'll be a great way to end a television program on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. TV, that's a perfect TV match. I'm into it. I mean, honestly, are there any of these matches on that you think about that are going to be on the New Japan AEW show? They're all quote unquote dream matches, I guess. We get Ospreay versus Omega. It's a quote unquote dream match. No build. They just are on Twitter going, meh, meh. I'm into it. I like a
If
dream
they had a
match
match at Wrestle Kingdom,
Do Ospreay and Omega?
Yeah.
That's all I know of.
didn't they just wrestle on Wrestle Kingdom?
Ospreay and Omega? Oh, yeah, shit. They just
Yeah.
had it. Fuck, I forgot about that.
It's fucking tremendous.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's your
Yeah, I'm
matches.
questioning my fucking sanity there for a minute.
Holy shit. I'm sorry. I'm brain dead. Holy crap. Yeah, that is. Well, it's not my match of the year anymore, but it's up there. All right. There you go. That's how much I pay attention to stuff. All right. Thanks for joining us this week, and join us every week at Wrestling is Hard, where everything goes back to Ehel del Vikingo. Also, Instagram and Twitter at Hard4 Wrestling. Subscribe, follow, tell your friends. And for Brandon and Chris, I'm Jim. We'll be back here next week with our WWE WrestleMania preview. Yay.